Hello everyone, today is a very special day. It is the 90th birthday of His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama. Your Holiness, very happy birthday. May you live very long for all of us, for all the sentient beings. So the 6th July of the 2025, I know you all are celebrating this auspicious day with great excitement and we'll say various activities. And here I'm also going to celebrate this auspicious day by remembering his teachings about the Buddhist science, Buddhist spirituality, and Buddhist philosophy. And also, I'm going to share the summary of the Buddhism today because His Holiness has been emphasizing on this teaching for 90 years. His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama is an expert in science too because he really appreciates the scientific temper of the Buddha and the freedom and equality in Buddhism. There isn't something like it is the Buddha's command in Buddhism because Buddha was a pro-critical thinking and Buddha was always valuing evidence over assumptions. That's why many Buddhist masters, including His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama, always very proudly recite a verse from Buddha's teaching that, "O bhikshus and wise, just as the gold is tested by burning, cutting, and rubbing, you should accept by thorough examination, not merely out of respect." So this clearly says that you should not follow the Buddhism out of blind faith. You have the total freedom to analyze this teaching. So if the Buddhism promotes such versus scientific temper, then here comes a question, is Buddhism a science? So the science become so powerful nowadays, that's why most of the religious teachers are trying to present their religion as science. And because of the fear of science or lack of confidence in their religion, many are saying that our religion is not a religion. What? Our religion is not a religion, it is a way of life. I'm really sorry, I really don't like this statement. It means that religion is a choice, not a necessity. But if you study the Buddhism properly, then you will accept that Buddhism is a necessity, not a choice. So let's go through the science a bit. The science is a systematic study about the natural world through observation, experimentation, and reasoning. And the Buddhism is a path to an ultimate goal through immense studies and deep meditations. Therefore, Buddhism also has a systematic study about both the inner and outer world, and especially on the inner world through same as science, like through observation, experimentation, and logical thinking. But I want to clarify that Buddhism is not a science. Buddhism is not a science because, for example, let's see a car. A car has many parts. It has this steering, the windows, and the wheels, right? But we cannot say this car is a wheel because it has wheels. So like that, Buddhism is not a science. Rather, the science is a part of Buddhism. And I can say that Buddhism is not a science because the aim of the modern science and Buddhism is totally different. There are purposes and the ultimate goals in both. But the purpose of science is to find something better to achieve its ultimate goal. And what is the ultimate goal of science? The ultimate goal of science is to reach at the peak of materialistic development. And the purpose of science, the purpose of the Buddhism is not to find something better, but to keep moving on the best. So what is the best here? The best is the reality shown by the Buddha, like not to do any bad things from body, speech, and mind. And so in the chapter 14 of the Dhammapada, Buddha said, abstain from all unwholesome things and perform what is wholesome and completely subdue your mind. This is the teaching of the Buddhas. So these wholesome things are summarized as 10 virtuous deeds, and each virtuous deed has an abandoning and adopting. For example, the first virtuous deed of the body. Any action of the body must abandon the killing without any exception, and should adopt the practice of the protection of life. So I call this as a reality, because Buddha's teachings are always about common sense and about the reality. And there isn't something like it is the Buddhism, it is the Dharma because Buddha like it, and it isn't the Dharma because Buddha don't like it. For example, Buddha said you should not take life. It's not just because Buddha doesn't like it, rather it is the reality that not a single person is there who doesn't value life, not a single animal, not a single, single bacteria is there who doesn't value life, right? So, and the ultimate goal of the Buddhism is also not to reach at the peak of something. It is the to know about the ultimate goal of the Buddhism is to know the truth. And the truth is widely known as the Four Noble Truths: the truth of suffering, the cause of suffering, the cessation of suffering, and the path to end suffering. See, we need science and religion. We want name and fame. But all these are meaningless if we are not really happy, right? So, in reality, what we really want is the happiness. But as long as there is suffering, we will not get the ultimate happiness. But a good news is here: the suffering is not an innate nature. We always have an opportunity to find its cause and uproot. But too much problems and see those sufferings, then it seems that suffering is countless and it's deeply rooted, right? So until to the enlightenment of the Buddha, no one knows that there is a state of great bliss and there is a state of, ultimate peace and happiness. So because of the Buddha, we found the cessation of suffering, the ultimate peace and happiness. And the cessation of suffering is not just limited to some extraordinary people only. Everybody has the potential to achieve this level. That's why Buddhists say that we all have the Buddha nature. Because there is a path to end suffering, right? So the path to end suffering is, as Buddha said, savapapasa akaranam. Savapapasa akaranam. Kusalasa upasampada satchita pariyodanam. Etam buddhana sasanam. What is it? It means abstain from all unwholesome things and perform what is wholesome and completely subdue your mind. This is the teaching of the Buddhists. So this is the summary of the Buddhism also. So today I would like to dedicate the merits I have accumulated through this for the happiness in your life, and especially for the longevity of His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama. Thank you.